about the fact that we didn't win the league, because we should have the resources and the coaching to do that.
Yeah, because, I suppose just as a sideline to that, and we've been talking about it quite a bit in our podcast, is the fact that although we're still only effectively 6 years old, there's a bit of a feeling amongst the fan base, not all of the fan base, but some of the fan base, about the fact that as long as the money's coming in, then everything's all right. And I notice, and it's dangerous, I know, to look at the cage and take that as being the Panthers fans' viewpoint.
It's very dangerous to look at the cage.
So I try not to do that.
I try not to do it, and I'm a Panthers fan.
So I try not to do that myself. But I know from speaking to Panthers fans, as I've done on many occasions, that there is that kind of undercurrent of, well, as long as we're paying our money and we're buying our tickets and we're turning up, then everything's all right with the world. And it's that expectation and rising expectation, I think, as the league becomes more competitive in recent years, and obviously with the introduction of not just the Clan, but other teams as well. It's just, I think fans have less tolerance now for the fact that they're expecting something in return.
Yeah, maybe I could put the question over to you guys. If you were winning the Challenge Cup or the playoffs, do you think that would be enough for your fan base?
This year, yeah. Not next year, but this year, yeah.
But no, I think if we were to win the Challenge Cup this year, because it's been the first sort of major trophy the Clan would have won, I think that would be fantastic. To win that, or to get to the playoff finals and win that, would be a good thing for the Clan. This is our 7th year. People are, the fan base is growing. People are, have put their money where their mouth is for so long, and just want a wee bit of something back, a wee bit of success. But then you could say the same for Edinburgh, Dundee. All these teams have been kicking about, and they get the wee go at the playoffs every 2 or 3, 4 years. Is that enough for them? People always talk about the best fans in the league. I've got to think it's Edinburgh, because they're going along there every week, and they're getting more often than not, putting up a good fight, but generally losing and taking a few scalps on the road. But the chances of them winning the league, are remote. But these guys still turn up every week. To me, that's a good fan. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I know. I get where you're coming from. To be honest, yeah, it's difficult turning up. Just to put it in a sort of a different sort of scale. I go to Coventry, knowing that our record at the Sky Dome is absolutely diabolical, but I still keep going, and so that is potentially how Edinburgh fans are feeling on a regular basis. They had a good start last season, but then it just all went wrong.
And it's not quite as a given as much as it used to be for the you're coming up, and you've got your 3 games this weekend, and maybe, I don't know, would it be fair to say 3-4 years ago you'd be looking for 6 points? Would you be expecting to get 6 points from this weekend, or would you be thinking we're going to drop points somewhere?
For me personally, I think we probably will drop points somewhere. I can remember, I don't know if it was a couple of seasons or 3 seasons ago, I came up for a Scottish road trip, and we got nothing. We got absolutely nothing. It was the most depressing road trip I've ever been on in my life. But yeah, I reckon that we'll drop a point somewhere. I'm not sure where, but I think we will. I don't think we're coming back with 6. I'll be absolutely delirious if I'm wrong and we do come back with 6 points. But I wouldn't be expecting it. I think it's quite early in the season for us to be having a triple header as well. I think it might be a bit of a culture shock to some of the new guys.
Jennifer, we know where Nottingham are going to drop points next weekend, don't we?
I hope so. Sorry, Tina.
No, well, don't worry about it, because if it all goes horribly wrong, we'll just put Dan Green in and take the penalty shot win. It's fine. It's not a problem.
I thought you were going to say we'll put Dan Green in so we can blame him for losing.
Hey, I actually did come up for the game where Dan Green ended up starting, and I think we borrowed a young netminder from Solway as our backup. So yeah, I was there. I saw him take a penalty shot win.
If you put Dan Green in, maybe our forwards might be a bit too embarrassed to score goals against you.
Oh, that was a low one.
I was wondering when that was coming out.
I was trying to be kind and not mention it, but never mind. Okay, thanks very much for talking to us again, Tina. We'll maybe get a chance to speak to you and you guys, to you guys later on in the year after we've spanked you a couple of times. I wish.
Yeah. Oh, do you know, I'm going to do a Kevin Keegan now. I'd love it if we beat you.
And that's it for another show. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Goldstone Wealth Management. We'd like to thank you for listening, and thanks to everyone who's supported us and for all the kind messages that we've received in the last week. We'd like to thank Tina Taylor from the Cats Whiskers Podcast for joining us. You can access the podcast on our apps available on iTunes and Android platforms. You can find us on Twitter at Purple Army Pod, Facebook, Purple Army Podcast, or the forum www.purplearmy.rocks.